Eliza and her husband, Ben, weren't together for a considerably long time when Eliza fell pregnant. The couple had only been dating for 3 months when they began expecting their first child. However, they both felt like they were destined for one another and fully embraced their situation. The couple had a healthy pregnancy and welcomed a little girl named Charlie into the world. Before we start, can we get this video to 1,000 likes? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Less than 6 weeks after giving birth, Eliza was woken up in the middle of the night to a strange feeling across her entire body. She went to the doctor to find out what it was, and the results were shocking. Ben and Eliza first met at an espresso bar, where Eliza was working as the manager. She immediately noticed Ben as he walked into the shop. It seemed the feeling was mutual because Ben started coming by the espresso bar more regularly. The conversations that the pair shared began growing longer while at the espresso bar. More personal questions were being brought up, and it was obvious that both parties were interested in one another. That's when Ben decided to take the next step. Ben was about to make his move when Eliza was pulled away to deal with a non-paying customer. However, Ben grabbed his chance and asked Eliza on a date. The pair met on a beach and enjoyed a picnic together. While on their date, the pair chatted about various topics. Eliza was living with her parents because she had to leave her previous home for private reasons, but she was looking for somewhere new. Ben was planning a business trip and asked her to look after his house while he was away. Although Eliza agreed to look after his home, she was skeptical about what house she was going to end up in. This thought was quickly replaced by the fabulous sight she saw after arriving at the address. Ben welcomed her into the home and showed her around. Once the 2 weeks were up, Ben returned from his business trip with a questionable gift. He had brought a ring as a token of appreciation for Eliza looking after his house for him. The ring had been handmade according to Japanese traditions. After settling in back home, Ben asked Eliza if she would like to stay for dinner. The couple soon fell head over heels for one another. This love only grew when the pair found out they were expecting a child together. Eliza was on cloud 9 for her entire pregnancy, and this feeling was only enhanced once her little girl was welcomed into the world. However, raising a newborn was tough work, and she found herself suffering from drowsiness and headaches, which led to her going to the doctor. Most of Eliza's friends had children, so she could always turn to them for advice. However, her friends believed this constant fatigue to be from her abrupt pregnancy. Nonetheless, she felt something different was happening. Even Ben started getting worried. Eliza was suffering from terrible mood swings, and it seemed like Ben couldn't do anything right in Eliza's eyes. He decided to take on almost all of the household chores to give Eliza some rest, but it didn't help. This is when they decided to go to the doctor. Eliza knew what was happening for some time, but the couple still decided to speak to an expert. She had been attempting to push this feeling aid because she felt it was unbelievable. The feeling was familiar, but they ran some tests to be sure. As Eliza had expected, she was pregnant again. It was less than 6 weeks since the couple's first child had been welcomed into the world when they found out that they were expected another one. Everyone was shocked at this news. Everyone remained silent on the way back home from the doctor. The couple couldn't believe that the doctor had told them. Eliza started worrying. How was she going to give her little Charlie the attention she needed when she also needed to rest? Eliza allowed the panic to run through her body for a moment. Once this time was up, she decided to go to her mother for advice. All her mother could do was offer some help, as she had never been in such a situation before. It was already shocking that Eliza and Ben were expecting their second child after only welcoming baby Charlie into the world 6 weeks prior. However, this wasn't the only thing the doctor had to say. Ben and Eliza were expected twins. The couple was definitely frightened when they found out that they were having twins given the circumstances. However, Eliza stated that she believes everyone has a secret desire for twins. Nonetheless, the family was certainly in for a bumpy ride. As Eliza's pregnancy started to progress, she started feeling anxious about where her body had recovered from her first pregnancy. However, her belly quickly grew to a size where she needed additional help. She could no longer bend down and needed help looking after Charlie. Ben had a full-time job and was required to apply for short-term leave to help around the house. Eliza's mother also tried where she could. Eliza was unable to do anything during the last few weeks before giving birth, so she was grateful for the extra help. During the last weeks of the couple's pregnancy, the doctor revealed that they would be having identical twins. Eliza had always wanted identical twins and the family seemed comfortable until Eliza was awoken in the middle of the night with severe stomach pain. It was understood that the twins couldn't wait any longer and wanted to be welcomed into the world immediately. Due to this, the twins were born prematurely. This was a shock, but these newborns were healthy and only needed to stay in the hospital a little longer. Charlie was proud to have two little brothers that weren't that much younger than her. Eliza had stated that she felt like she had been pregnant for years. However, she was entirely grateful that she had a supportive partner by her side. As it turned out, Eliza's dream had come true. She had gotten the big family she had always wanted. However, she was also secretly hoping for something else. She had always wanted to get married, which is exactly what happened. Ben had finally decided to ask Eliza to marry him almost 2 years later. This was when Eliza's dreams were complete and the couple married in a beautiful setting. However, this didn't mean that their big day didn't come without any drama. Eliza can remember that the twins were quite annoying on the day of the wedding. Nonetheless, the couple was so happy that none of these things seemed to bother them. Eliza has gone on to state that she can see how the children interact and slowly bond with one another, which brings her great joy. They all love each other, and it's easy to see how this could fill the mother's heart with so much love. 3 years have passed since the couple's wedding, and the children have only gotten more beautiful. All 3 of their children have very different personalities. Charlie is known as the chatterbox, Jack is the mommy's boy, and Wolf is the cheeky troublemaker. Sarah and Ben share a similar story to the one told above. Sarah had given birth to a beautiful boy named Freddie. He was a mere few weeks old when his mother was awoken in the middle of the night. She didn't feel well at all. The pain Sarah felt wouldn't go away, and she was sweating profusely. That was when they decided to go to the hospital. It took the couple a while to fall pregnant. The couple had been together for 7 years before deciding to have children. The couple had been trying for a year to fall pregnant, but they didn't receive any good news. They figured that one of them had to be infertile, which led them to seek professional advice. After arriving at the doctor, they made a startling discovery. The doctor had performed a test and looked through the results. He was surprised to tell the couple that they were already pregnant. This wasn't the answer they were looking for. Sarah and Ben couldn't believe what they were hearing. After finding out that they were pregnant, Sarah constantly thought that something would go wrong with her unborn child. However, this didn't happen as Freddie was born healthy and the pregnancy still had complications. Nonetheless, she was still suspicious about her body. As soon as the couple left the hospital with their new baby boy, they joked around about immediately trying to get pregnant once again. It had taken the couple so long to fall pregnant for the first time, so they didn't use any contraception. A month after Freddie was born, she didn't receive her period. She thought that this might be her hormones running wild from the pregnancy. However, this wasn't the case. The couple went to the doctor and received more shocking news. The impossible truth had come out. Sarah had become pregnant again, and her belly quickly started growing rapidly. She thought this might be from her giving birth to Freddie right before getting pregnant, but this wasn't the reason. It was something completely different. Sarah had expected to get a lot bigger during her second pregnancy because she had already been carrying weight from her first pregnancy. It wasn't until the couple went for scans that the news was revealed. Sarah was carrying triples. Although the couple was surprised by the news, they were also really excited. Sarah felt very lucky that she could be a mother to 4 children when she originally couldn't fall pregnant. However, the pregnancy wasn't as smooth as Freddie's. The couple was warned about the risks of the pregnancy. The babies could potentially be born prematurely. The doctors decided to ask an impossible question. They asked if the couple would consider ending the life of one baby to reduce the risks. The couple was completely against this idea. However, Sarah was quickly rushed to the delivery room when one triplet's heart rate dropped. Fortunately, the delivery went well and all 3 babies were born healthy. However, everything changed when they got home. The triplets were undoubtedly cute, and so was baby Freddie. However, raising 4 babies at once was a massive task. The couple were always on the move and could barely think straight. They changed 200 diapers and 80 milk bottles each week, but they wouldn't give that up for the world. They were extremely happy with their family.